Hey guys, today I wanted to film a foundation first impression. Well, that's a lie. Today I wanted to film a review on the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation Stick, and I bought this a couple of weeks ago and I've tried it many times. I think I've been using far too much of it, and I've done a couple of things different since buying this. My heater always kicks on. I've done a couple of things since buying this that I think are going to change my review on it. So when I first got this, I did not like it because I was putting a lot on and my skin was going through a really rough spot. Since then, I've started a couple of new skincare things and my skin is so much better. So I want to give this a shot, and I want to do a couple of check-ins throughout the day to show you guys how it wears, if I like it or not. And this is a completely not sponsored review. I've purchased this with my own money. I'm also going to pair it with the Ultra HD concealer, and you guys can see how they perform. So on one side of my face, I will use a primer. On the other side of my face, I will not. I never use primer, but I don't feel like it's a fair review if I don't do it the way that some people will be doing it. So on the right side of my face, I'll use the Benefit Professional Primer, and on the left side of my face will be just my skin and this foundation stick. This is the side with the Professional Primer. My cat scratched me on the chin this morning. He didn't mean to. Alright, so now I'm going to apply the Ultra HD foundation stick. I am using the color 117 or equals Y225. I'm just going to do a little bit. I don't want to go ham with it because, like I said, I've been wearing too much foundation lately. So I'm not a huge fan of the way this looks at all so far. I will say that it looks a bit better on the primer side, like around here. It looks like it's clinging into my pores on this side. I'm going to put the concealer on now, and this is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer. This is really light. It gives you a really highlighted look. I'm using the color Y21. It's probably a bit too light for me, but it gives you that really highlighted under eye look. So I'm going to kind of spot conceal with this and make sure to see if it helps, because this just doesn't look good. Using the mini beauty blender. First time using this too. It's just a first impressions all around. So I think the concealer looks really nice. It's very light, as I said before. It's a very highlighted look that this gives, but it's just the color that I chose. But this has a really nice finish on this side under my eyes. Has really nice coverage. Again, I feel like it looks better on the primer side right now. I never use primer, ever. So as far as it looks right now, it looks pretty flawless. I didn't use very much at all, which is nice. I actually like the application of it. I know it's not the most hygienic because it is in stick form, so basically the bacteria of your face just sits on here. So as far as hygiene goes, if you are acne prone, I don't know if this would be the best for you unless you took a clean brush every time and like removed it that way, or like scraped off some of the product. But then it kind of defeats the purpose of a stick foundation, if you ask me. So as far as the coverage goes, I think it has a really nice medium coverage. It's not too full, but it is very covering. So I do see that my skin looks flawless. I mean, it looks really nice actually. Right now I really like the way that it looks. When I was applying it, I wasn't a huge fan, but after adding the concealer, I think it makes a big difference. I'm going to set my under eyes with the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. I'm going to do that even though it doesn't give you a full idea of how this works without the setting powder. I do that every day because you will see creasing with this if you don't set it with the powder, as is with most concealers. I am not going to set the rest of my face. I think I'm just going to set right underneath my under eye, and then we'll see how this foundation wears without a powder. I think I might do a little bit on my nose too, because studies have shown Kristi's nose does not hold foundation well. It layers really nicely as well. I think that it's so easy to take a little, how I dabbed it on each area that I needed and kind of blended it out with that little mini beauty blender, which by the way, I've never used before, and I hear a lot of people talk shit about. They're like, ugh, little tiny beauty blender is too small. I disagree. I think was very easy to use, especially if you wet it. It's not like too small. I mean, it's kind of perfect for your under eye if I'm being completely honest. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, my face is now completely set, and I will do a close-up, and so you guys can see what my skin looks like right after application, concealer, and powder. And then I will check in throughout the day, let you guys know how it's wearing and any issues I'm having with it. Easy application. It was nice and fast, and so far, so good, but we shall see. So it's been about 7 hours since I put the foundation on, and I'm going to look in the mirror and see how it is holding up. And it's definitely very shiny, as you can tell. I feel like if I just so much as touched my nose, that all the foundation would be coming off my nose. You can see some redness peeking through. Honestly, this side I didn't use primer on. I would say it looks better, which is this side here. As far as my under eyes go, there is some caking and some creasing on both sides. I'm gonna touch my nose. Yeah, it just literally slides completely off if you touch it. Yeah, this side looks better. My highlighter looks better. There's less redness. There's like redness and removal of product here. Doesn't look that great, if I'm being honest. I would say that this is one of the more uncomfortable foundations that I've worn. Like, all I want to do right now is go wash my face. It feels greasy, especially like in these areas right here and around my mouth. It just feels really greasy and kind of cakey. So I guess I'll continue wearing it throughout the day and let you guys know my final thoughts. It is the end of the night. It is like 9:30, 10 p.m. I put this on at 11 o'clock this morning. It's been about 12 hours. It looks pretty sure awful. Yeah, like look at this. It's just so, it just is not made for oily skin whatsoever, because it's just coming off in the areas that I'm oily, especially around my nose. If you look underneath my eyes, just real cakey. But you know, it's just, that's not a long wearing foundation. So this is it, guys. The video is done, and I'm gonna go wash my face because I feel nasty. I feel like my skin just feels gross. I need to wash it. But yeah, I hope you guys like this video. I guess my final thoughts on this foundation is that just given the cost of the foundation alone, I think it's like $40 something. It's just not worth it to me. It may work for you if you have a drier skin. I think it may last longer. But for me, I have a semi-oily T-zone, and it's just off my face. It's just awful. So would I repurchase? No. I do love Makeup Forever products though, so this is a shocking miss for me because I think Makeup Forever is a really great brand and I love their products. I like the concealer with a different foundation. I've been wearing the the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in a light layer with this concealer over the top with some powder, the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and I do like that. So it's just the foundation in general. It just doesn't work for me, but you guys can give it a try and see if it works for you because, you know, everybody's skin is so different. I'm gonna go wash my face because I feel like a grimy, gross mess, and I will see you guys at my next video.